Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Nerdpocalypse Podcast. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
And Terrence.
What's up?
All right, guys, we're back. This week, we're running at breakneck speed because we are starting way too late.
Yeah.
But there is no Science and Tech or Stupid Tech this week. Question of the Week is back. And, of course, Lightning Round, movie and TV news, and What the Fuck are all back as well. Did you guys check out anything? I haven't watched anything. A couple
of comedy specials. But
did you watch the Aziz Ansari one?
Yes, I watched the Wanda Sykes one first. And Wanda Sykes is always hit or miss for me. Sometimes I think I saw that hysterical, and sometimes I think she's
out maybe like a week after it came out. I thought it was all right.
I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this special. She talked about, the same stuff that every black comedian is talking about right now. At least in the beginning. Like, she gets a little personal later on. But this one was good for me. This one was good. And, like I said, Wanda Sykes is... I don't know what it is. Like her stand-up is fine, but her acting is not for me.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Like, she's very, very funny when she's telling jokes. But when she's just being a sassy black woman, like, it doesn't... I've seen it done better.
Yeah, I would argue that's true.
But it's worth watching. It's really funny. The Aziz Ansari one, so... You know how people like to kind of go to concerts, for people that they want to see, music concerts. I do that for stand up. Like, if there's a stand up coming to the area, I try my best to go see it because I love stand up. Like, it's awesome. We saw him at the MGM in DC, okay. And that's what the majority of this special was. So it didn't really hit me because I've heard the jokes before.
Oh, okay.
But it's still very funny. Look, I don't like, I'm Aziz, like he's like safe for white people.
Yeah.
He goes in on white people.
Good.
Right.
Look, you know why? Because he's popular enough now.
Yeah.
He's almost to it. I wouldn't say he's quite there yet, but he's almost to an untouchable level in comedy.
Yeah. And he's not like going in on like, oh, fuck you white people fucking Nazis. Woo! Like, he's not doing that shit.
That would be a weird take of it for his time.
But he does do a lot of racial humor and racial anecdotes.
Right.
He acknowledges the fact he acknowledged all that weirdness that he had. Mm-hmm. With that weird date, and when he was just acting like a dick. I can't remember if he said the words, I'm sorry. And that probably will be a sticking point with people who already just want a reason to cancel him or whatever.
What was he saying sorry to you for?
Right.
Like, you're the audience. Like, if anything, then you can, I'm certainly okay with saying that he owes that woman an apology. He doesn't owe me an apology. I wasn't there. What the fuck?
Right. But, it is still very funny, and I would recommend people who aren't, I can't believe I'm about to say this about Aziz Ansari, but I would recommend it for people who are not easily offended.
Wow, really? An Aziz stand-up?
Yeah. But you know how people get offended.
Look, that's where we are now. Like, no one can make a joke about anything.
Right.
Yeah.
And he does.
To be perfectly honest with you. Like, I'm like, that's not, okay.
It's cool. It's probably the hardest time for comedy since comedians were being arrested for, like, being lewd, like, during, like, Lenny Bruce's time.
Right.
He mentions that. He mentions stuff like that. He brings up, the fact that social media plays a part in this, and he has this joke where he makes up this story about, it's like, hey, did you guys see the story about the Pizza Hut that made a pizza with pepperoni, and the pepperoni was shaped like a swastika? And he asked the audience, and the audience was like,
I've seen that stick.
Right.
Yeah.
He was like, I've seen it. Yeah. He was like,
no, I made that shit up.
Right. He was like, no, I just made all that dumb shit up. Like, he singles out a person.
Yeah, I've seen that.
It was like, do you remember that? What was it in again? The Times or the Post? He was like, I think it was the Times. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny because I just made all that shit up. And you're part of the fucking problem.
All right, I'm seeing.
Like, it's really good, man. He talks about R. Kelly and Michael Jackson and the fact that he's in an interracial relationship, but the woman is white, but she's from Denmark, so she don't know what racism is because there's just one race over there. Like,
what is the problem?
Yeah, it's funny, man. It's funny, and if you haven't canceled him or whatever, it's a really good stand up, and both of them are.
What's the cutoff for like not being easily offended by comedy now?
He's 36.
Like, as far as 8,
he's 36.
Like, I mean, because we grew up during like Def Comedy Jam and shit. Like that shit ain't gonna fly at all now. But
yeah,
I can still watch a Def Comedy Jam special and be like, yeah, that's fucked up, but I'm still laughing. Sorry.
I'm still laughing.
Yeah,
I mean, what it is.
Right. Like it's just a product of its time.
Right.
But that's the thing, right? Like he makes mention like a joke that was in The Hangover. Like, yeah, it's a joke that's product of his time. 2015?
Right.
Like people were laughing at this joke that uses the 6-letter F word, and you know, you can't say that now.
No.
Yeah.
You can't do that joke now.
Look, here's how like weirdly sensitive about those kind of things, and I don't say weirdly as a negative, but just it's interesting to kind of look back at it. Do you know the song "Money for Nothing" by Dire Straits?
I've heard it before. Yes.
Go back and listen to that song, right? Because that came out in the 80s. And Dire Straits, very huge band. Fucking Sting sings the hook on that song. Right? It was a big song. But there's a part where he uses the F word, the 6-letter F word, a number of times. And he's talking about in reference to like someone who's just being flamboyant and making it. And he's not like, oh, you know, like he's not saying it in that way, but he's just kind of saying it flippantly. But me listening to it now, I'm like,
God damn.
I'm like, really? Like, I don't know if I even need money or nothing. Like it just feels uncomfortable. But at the same time, I'm not going to be like, I can never listen to Money or Nothing ever again. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Because you're an adult. You're an adult.
Right.
And you can have two independent thoughts that diametrically oppose each other.
Right. It's okay.
Look.
It's okay. Look, if I had a kid in the car, I would just be like, turn that part down, and I'd be like, I think it's over.
Michael Jackson is probably a pedophile. He probably is.
No, please go ahead and defend a pedophile. It's fine.
Smooth criminal.
Like that's
my defense.
It's not a very good defense.
I really like that song.
I would
my
argue
defense would be off the wall.
Off the wall.
Off the wall, the entire album.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, of course.
And Bad, the entire album.
Yeah.
That's it.
Now, if you were making the argument against Michael Jackson, be like, Blood on the Dance Floor. Like, these are not positive. No, but that's the thing. Is like
you were not alone,
right?
That was written by another pedophile,
right?
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the thing is like being able to say like, yeah, I mean, we don't have any definitive proof on that. Like that's pretty much my only thing. But like, there's nothing I can do about that. Like, he's dead. I'm not going to stop listening to Off the Wall. I'm sorry.
I'm not. Technically came out before he did all that shit.
Right.
Yo, that's so terrible.
Technically, he came out when he was black. Can I justify Bad, you know, because he was transitioning into his whiteness. He wasn't quite
like,
there
all
yet.
That shit started happening in like the 90s, right? Those two niggas are like our age, right?
Yeah.
Right. So like Bad and Off the Wall, that was before he went crazy.
Yeah, that's my excuse.
I don't fucking know, whatever.
And I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, look, you're not gonna stop me from listening to Off the Wall. You can suck my dick.
Yeah, no, like
that was maybe the wrong phrase.
Yeah, it's probably. Don't do that. Don't do that.
But yeah, I'm sorry.
R.
Kelly on the other hand,
right, like that dude is alive. You listen to his music, he literally gets paid to continue his lifestyle. That's one thing. Michael Jackson is good and dead. There's nothing I can do about it.
And here's the thing with Michael Jackson. His songs aren't about fucking children. Yeah, R. Kelly's songs are about fucking children.
Yeah, you can't just be like, no, but age ain't nothing but a number. But that's about fucking a kid, yo. Like they probably played that at Jeffrey Epstein's parties that Donald Trump was at. Like, come on.
And R. Kelly is just not good, yo. He's just not.
No.
Have you had your shots? Yeah. You can fly to America and be with me. Like,
yo, that nigga's weird.
That ain't a song, nigga. What the fuck?
Yo, nothing is funny than when you were like, yo, that part in, what was it, what's the Trapped in the Closet? It was like, oh shit, there's a midget. Right. That's not a song.
And the cop was a midget. What the fuck, yo, that's not a song, man.
Like, he's so popular with his particular audience that he can just make garbage. And they're just like, yeah, I have had my shots. I would like to travel to a foreign country with you, R. Kelly. Like,
this is the worst freestyle I've ever heard.
Right? It's like, come on, man. Jesus. All right, so that's what you watched. Good. I didn't watch anything. Terrence, did you watch anything new?
Nah, nothing new.
Okay.
Just watching, running through like the second season of Pose, but that's ongoing.
All right.
If you haven't watched that show, you really need to. It's a good fucking show.
It is.
I'm looking at the, like, you pose a question in the black on black, but that's something different.
Yeah.
But did you see the first response?
I will look at that in a second. Oh wow. You know what? I like that. Shout out to her.
That's funny.
That's funny. Okay, let's get right into lightning round. Before we do, make sure you. That's an inside joke. We just, like, literally just had that conversation offline. That's really funny.
Fuck you, Jose.
That's funny.
He ain't listen to either show any goddamn way, so it don't matter.
Lightning round.
round. First up, Variety places Millie Bobby Brown in Marvel's Eternals.
Yeah, this cast, if all of these turn out...
That's 11, right?
Yeah, that's 11.
Okay.
If all these people turn out to be in this is a pretty good cast, right?
Cast, yeah.
Angelina Jolie, Kamal Nanjiani, Richard Madden, Millie Bobby Brown, and Salma Hayek we talked about last week. So, yeah. Again,
That's dope.
I don't know how they're not going to make $1 billion with this movie. Like, that cast is crazy. So...
Let's hope the movie's good. Next up, John Wick writer joins Falcon and the Winter Soldier series.
Which John Wick?
Next summer, Anthony Mackie is about John Wick creator Derek Kolstad is joining the show's creative team. He created the world of John Wick.
Yeah,
he wrote the script for it, not the director.
Here's the thing.
But John Wick 2 was
I mean, but here's the thing.
Seen 3 yet though.
I don't think the writing on the John Wick movies is that great. I don't think any of them.
The world is interesting.
The world, yeah.
But I don't think
the writing. They just killed this nigga's dog, and he just murders a bunch of people.
Right, like it's not a lot of it's not a lot of heavy lifting. Now that doesn't mean that this guy isn't a good writer. I'm not saying that, but it's just not.
He's also writing this big screen adaptation for Just Cause.
Good
again, so there's no writing needed.
He's like
a fucking Mexican blowing shit up.
He's like craziness ensues. Go.
He's gonna surf a car and grapple onto a jet.
Right, and technically that's like the director and stunt coordinator. That's their job. Like, my job as a writer is to say action scene happens and then just give it to the director.
Yeah. Yeah, good luck. Figure it out.
Hope you played the games.
right.
Yeah, isn't there like there's a dictator
on YouTube of people doing some wild shit and just throw that into your script. It'll be fine. Yeah, okay, that's whatever. This one, I'm still confused as to what the hell's going on with this. It might be good, but whatever. Saw reboot cast adds Samuel L. Jackson as Chris Rock's dad. Who's Chris Rock playing in this? I didn't even know he was going to be in the movie.
I didn't know. That's news to me.
No, I knew he was going to be in the movie. I knew he was writing it, but I mean, come on, yo. How do you not want to see this movie?
Oh, 100%.
Chris Rock in Saw?
Yeah.
Who is he playing? Jigsaw?
I don't care who he's playing. I hope he is playing the killer.
No, I hope he's the little doll. Right? Like, I hope he does the voice of the doll.
I hope he plays the killer and they get Lil Penny to be the doll. Dust off little Anthony Hardaway, Lil Penny.
No, Ann Fernie.
Yes, Ann Fernie. Yeah, because black.
Yeah, this is a weird situation.
Bizarre to me. I just need to see a trailer.
I mean, the one comment in this is, this whole thing is so weird. Yeah, you nailed it. Like, it's super weird.
I can't wait.
But at the same time, we have seen comedians time and again over the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean,
taking over these horror franchises and doing pretty well with them.
You know why? Because comedians are fucked up.
Yeah.
They are.
They're dark.
Comedy comes from pain, man.
Yeah,
so, look, it's Chris Rock. I just don't see it.
Chris Rock doesn't have the best track record in movies. And by track record, I mean horrible. All of them are horrible.
Like my favorite movie of his just came, what was it? Top 5. And that's his last movie.
Yeah.
Like I love Top 5. But that's just him just being himself.
Yeah, but Top 5 is also good because Top 5 is almost lifted whole cloth from a series that he was involved in with Julie Delpy, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. 2 Days in Paris, right? And he was in the sequel 2 Days in New York, which is a good movie, and he was good in it. That's actually outside of Top 5 is the best thing I've ever seen him in, movie-wise. But you can, if you watch 2 Days in Paris, which I would highly recommend, he lifts that style for Top 5. And if he's able to figure out, like, okay, he aped that style and it worked. If he's able to ape a style of a horror director,
you guys,
then sure. I mean, whatever.
You guys are making very weird comparisons to me. Top 5 and 2 Days in New York are really good movies. This is the Saw franchise.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I don't know what we're talking about. You know what? You're right.
I mean, like, I'm here for killing. I'm here to watch people die in interesting ways.
True, but like
that's all I need, man. Danny Glover was in this series. Danny Glover was in this series.
Yeah,
was it the
second one?
No, Danny Glover was in the first Saw.
Was he in the first one?
Yeah,
I don't know, almost one together.
It was
I
like
know
him
he got
and
a shotgun blast from the
that
top
wasn't the
to
first
the
movie,
bottom.
was it?
Yes, it was. Yes,
I thought it was the second.
No,
but,
look it up. That's the first one.
But you're probably right because the second one is
yeah, that's the one that was like it felt like an MTV movie.
Yeah, because it had these weird editing tricks and all that shit. Yeah, but yeah, it's the Saw franchise, guys. Like it's the Saw franchise. Like let's stop comparing these, very wordy walk and talk romantic comedies to the you want to play a game? Like that's that's the level of dialogue that's in here, man.
Like I feel like this is not going to be Saw. Like it's a reboot, but I really hope it. I don't fucking know. This is again. This whole thing is really weird. I
guess my question is Tobin Bell involved in this?
I'm gonna miss him. I don't think he is.
Yeah,
I don't think he is.
Would you like to play
I
a
will
game?
miss his voice.
Yeah, because he had a very because is it going to be Chris Rock's voice?
Yeah.
Okay, stop it. I don't. Goodbye. I really don't.
Yeah, that's not going to really work for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look, okay.
But you need somebody.
Like, I mean, I guess if you're going to have somebody do something like that, it's going to have to be fucking Samuel L. Jackson. Right?
Oh,
he's got the voice.
Yeah, he's got a very.
So wait, is he playing? He's playing. He's playing Chris Rock's father.
Chris Rock's father.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck Chris Rock is doing in this movie.
He might be the protagonist. He might be the protagonist.
The detective or something, right?
Yeah. I can see him being a. All right, I can't really see him being a detective. But, I'm sure he could.
There's two types of detectives.
Put on a trench coat,
That's it.
I can see him in a trench coat.
I can see him in a trench coat. But you know what? We're gonna have a bunch of crow to eat. If they come out, this shit is absolutely great. You're like,
I'ma already love it.
Yeah, you love the Saw movies.
I love them. They're trashy and terrible.
I have to finish the series. I've only watched
ridiculous.
The first 3, I think.
And then I think there are 8 of them.
Yeah, there's like a Saw 3D.
And then there's one called Jigsaw.
Yeah, that's the new one, right?
Yeah. Is that the last one?
Yeah, that's the very last one.
Okay.
So that one does still have Tobin Bell in it.
I'm very much looking forward to this.
All right, next up.
Sub-Zero. Joe Taslim cast a Sub-Zero in Mortal Kombat reboot movie. I forgot this was a thing, to be perfectly honest.
This movie is going to be terrible. It's going to be terrible.
I mean, the last movie was pretty
What was the last one? Annihilation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That was like 20 years ago.
Will die.
No, that was like 25 years ago.
Yeah, it was mad long ago, dude.
Damn.
Yeah, I think we were in just out of high school, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, Annihilation?
I
think y'all was still in high school when that shit came out.
No.
The first one came out like 94, 95, right?
Mortal Kombat Annihilation
It had to be like
came
97,
out in
98.
1997.
Okay, yeah, we were still in
y'all
high
was still
school.
in fucking high school.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Yeah, and for all you kids, that was the 90s. That was a decade before you were born. Carrie's like, what the fuck year was that?
What is that?
Was Golden Girls
like
on?
6?
Let's see. How were we in 97? We were 17? Yeah,
I was 16. She was
she was like 7 or 8.
Yeah, she was
Good. Yeah, all right. Carrie, you need to be this old to be on this show anymore. God damn.
Yeah, so Joe Taslim, whoever that is, what does he
He's a martial artist, which is cool.
I would hope so.
I mean, that didn't stop them
Taslim started
doing
his career as an actor with a role in The Raid.
He was in Fast and Furious 6. He was in The Raid.
Asian guy.
As like an Asian, was he like one of the antagonists in a sequence in Fast and Furious?
Yes, he was actually. Yeah, he was. He was one of the henchmen. I
feel like I vaguely remember him being in like that junkyard sequence.
Yeah, where they had the fucking gun with the harpoon gun or whatever. Yeah, no, he was one of those guys. Okay, that's fine. Look, this is being done by a first-time writer and first-time director of a movie. Yeah, that doesn't give me any level of confidence whatsoever.
It's coming out 2021.
I mean,
so it's giving itself enough time.
Look at Tim Miller, right? Like, he didn't direct any feature films before Deadpool, did he?
No, he didn't.
So
it's possible. I think the guy who hasn't really written a lot, that might be the part that's the bigger issue. But,
yeah, especially with Mortal Kombat, because Mortal Kombat is stupid.
It's very dumb.
It is really fucking dumb.
I do like the idea of doing, like, over the last couple. I don't play the games anymore. I mean, I played them when they originally came out in an arcade. But from my understanding, like, the later games actually have like a pretty decent storyline, right? Like, it's wacky, but
it's a story that is presented. It's a story that is presented very well. It's a story that's presented
for the genre that is, which is a fighting game. No other fighting game does stories like that franchise, because they go all the way out for it.
What does that mean?
Which means like you play through the story mode, like it'll have like a cutscene, and then that cutscene turns into a fight.
Yeah. I've seen that.
And then they fight, and then the cut goes back to a cutscene. So it's presented really well. That don't mean the story's good,
right?
At all.
I mean, you're still talking about robot ninjas.
You're talking about robot ninjas and teleporting and time travel and all kind of crazy shit. Everything is really dumb in those games. Like
how the fuck does Jax have no arms but still has a massive upper body? like think about that shit, yo. It doesn't make sense, yo. How does he have a big ass chest with no arms?
Well, he just like it would be really. I feel like your magical robot arms would really take over in the bench press.
Right,
you have to do a lot of crunches to keep the midsection, but the chest.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like that would lag.
Right, because it's just all the pout. Right. Whatever.
See, I want a scientifically accurate Mortal Kombat game. Like, just a guy with just a blob of a chest. He's just with these jacked arms. It doesn't make any sense. Like, oh, this guy needs to sit down. Yeah, I have zero confidence in this. I hope it's good. But I have zero confidence in it just because of the greenness of the staff working on it. So we'll see.
Is it going to be rated? It's got to be rated R.
It's got to be. Look, don't bother making a Mortal Kombat movie.
But here's the thing, right? Like, here's the thing with Mortal Kombat, right? Like, the hook with Mortal Kombat are fatalities.
Yeah.
You're not going to be killing people in this movie. Not people that you know. And then,
the main cast, like, who's going to be the lead in this one?
I would think it would be
it's either Liu Kang or Johnny Cage, or
it's either going to be Liu Kang and their story, or Sub-Zero and the ninja story.
Right.
But you're not going to be killing. You'll be killing maybe random people.
Yeah, fodder.
Yeah, but I mean, that is a problem with the franchise. Is like, everybody wants to see the big fights. But yeah, you can't do the fatalities on those characters because it's like, well, then they're dead.
You just chopped his fucking head off in 3 different sections.
I mean, it was cool, but now we don't have Scorpion around anymore. Thanks.
That's why they brought fucking time travel into the goddamn series, because people kept getting vivisected every goddamn game. So it's kind of like, okay, I don't.
Yeah, look, you cut that guy's head off.
How do we bring him back?
He's back. Come on. Yeah.
Like, and who wins the tournament? Like, someone wins the tournament every different. That's fucking dumb. Like, all right.
Liu Kang becomes an elder god and remakes all of existence in Mortal Kombat 11. Like, I think this might be the last Mortal Kombat for a while. Or they're just going to reboot the entire franchise.
Yeah.
With Liu Kang as Raiden now. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Next.
And last go. Charlize Theron and Helen Mirren confirmed for Fast and Furious 9.
Yeah,
so
this
they're going
makes
to be
sense.
reprising their roles. Yeah, neither one of them died, right? Didn't what's her name just jump out the fucking plane?
Yeah, she fucking bounced. Which was smart to continue that story because it's a good story. And well, good is relative.
Right. It's a story that is presented amazing.
yeah, exactly. Right. I think that's the theme of this week's episode. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, that makes sense. I'm really fascinated what they're going to do with 9 because the trailer, we didn't talk about the second trailer for Hobbs and Shaw. I feel like those two are now trying to fight for who can be more ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And Hobbs and Shaw, that line's getting pretty fucking high. It's got a magical motorcycle. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
I mean, I'm just waiting for Idris Elba to fly in the fucking movie. And
if you don't think Vin Diesel will do it, I'm Black Superman. Like, all right, well, oh shit, he is flying.
Like, the shit just turned into Saints Row, yo. Like,
Yeah, it really did. Like, that's what they need to do for 9. Just go all the way out. Like, I think they've actually already done it. It's for like 6, 7, and 8.
God damn it.
For those. Yeah, they've pretty much turned it into Saints Row.
Yeah. So, look, I'm looking forward to Hobbs and Shaw. I just hope I haven't seen everything that there is to offer with that movie.
I don't think so.
Because I've seen a lot.
Yeah. Dude, look, that moment where he's like he's standing there or he fell and the bike comes over and he just like fucking spins onto it and drives off. I was like, yo, who are the people working on these ideas? They're geniuses or insane people. One of the two. Either works for me. Yeah. All right, cool. Movie and TV news this week. I titled this one This Week in Jay's Pettiness. X-Men Dark Phoenix is a bigger bomb than Josh Trank's Fantastic Four. In a bizarre twist of fate, Josh Trank's 2015 Fantastic Four reboot won't be 20th Century Fox's worst performing superhero film of all time. Dark Phoenix had a theatrical release grossing just over $250 million worldwide against its reported $200 million budget.
Damn. Yeah, I didn't know it was that bad.
It's that bad.
Yo.
It should be noted that because of the additional promotional and marketing budget and the wonders of Hollywood accounting, films generally need to at least double their budget to be considered profitable. Dark Phoenix finishing with less than 1.25 times its production budget. Fantastic Four, on the other hand, earned $167 million worldwide against its $120 million budget, meaning it ended up earning 1.39 times its production budget, meaning that it was, in fact, more successful. Now, it's more successful by that much, like a super small amount, but, winning is winning. You can ask any racer here, and they'll tell you. So,
that's a shame.
Is it?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to see the movie. So.
No, it's really bad. Is it worse than Fantastic Four? No.
It's not?
No. Fantastic Four is pretty bad, dude.
Fantastic Four is... Look, I haven't seen X-Men, and I'm not ever going to see it, but anything is better than that Fantastic Four movie. It's literally anything.
The other Fantastic Four movies were better.
Yes.
Yeah, like they just were.
Yeah, they were.
But yeah, this is pretty bad. So we won't be doing a We Love Garbage movie on that one. No. I have another idea that I talked about. Terrence is shaking his head. Like, yo, come on, man. That's a good idea.
Is it?
Yeah, did you watch that clip?
No, I didn't. I just remember that movie.
Yeah, I think it's prime for that show. I think it's prime. Shout out to Jason. He knows what movie I'm talking about. All right. Next up, James Gunn is in discussion for possibly coming back and doing a Brightburn sequel.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. They kind of alluded to other supers in the post credit scene.
Right.
That world is interesting enough that I would watch it. I know a few people that just weren't into it. They thought it moved too slow.
Yeah, it was fine for me. It was a movie with a $6 million budget.
Yeah, and it was 90 minutes. Like I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know what you want.
Yeah, I felt it got to what it needed to get to. I think people may have been expecting more because it's sort of superhero based. I was like, yo, this is a mad cheap movie. Like, yeah. So I was fine with its 5 out of 10 average. That felt right to me. I don't need everything to be a blockbuster. He says, yeah, they're talking about the sequel. So yeah, it had a $6 million budget and I think it made like 30-something million, 37 million. So it made plenty back.
How much was the budget?
$6 million.
Oh,
yeah. So it was basically a micro budget film, which is kind of dope. Where would you like to see it go, though? Do you want to see him team up and make a evil Justice League? You want to see him fight other bad guys?
No, I want him to. I want them to pay off what was teased at the end of that movie. Form a Bass Ackwards, Justice League of Doom, right?
Injustice League,
right? But in like halfway through that movie, after evil Wonder Woman and evil Aquaman, team up with Brightburn boy, I forget his name, and they start wreaking havoc. A hero kind of emerges.
Yeah, I like that idea.
And then the hero can vanquish Aquaman and Wonder Woman, and there's Brightburn boy left, and then that's your third movie. Or
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that as a trilogy.
That's how your trilogy is supposed to work, right? Because
and then in the end, I need Brightburn boy to win.
Look, I got no problem with the villain winning because this is his franchise.
Yeah, fuck that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't want some fucking nerd from a small town to win.
You give people hope, right? And let the kid be like a Batman analog, the hero. Let the hero be a Batman
like that.
analog.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's good.
But like he doesn't have any. Well, he might not have any powers or whatever, but he's like incredibly smart, fit, and all that. And he still fucking loses because that's what the fuck would happen.
Right?
Fuck your prep time. Oh, prep time. Batman can do anything. No, he can't. No, he can't. Sorry. Yeah, he can't do anything when Superman lobotomizes him with his heat vision from a mile away.
Right.
Fuck out of here. It's a guy, yo. He's a guy.
He's a dude who works out.
Like, right.
It's like who would win in a fight? A super being or a guy really good at CrossFit? Pretty sure the guy who can fight could win. He grabbed his mom. Spoiler alert for Brightburn. He grabbed his mom and he was like, "Oh, everything's fine," and flew her up and just dropped her from the sky and killed her. Oops. Bye. That shit was one of my...
sorry, spoilers for Brightburn. And took our plane down to cover the murder. He dropped her on their house, saw a plane was right there, had the forethought to be like, how am I gonna cover up this murder? Huh. Oh, okay. I can just throw this plane down there, say it crashed, kill my mom. Darn, freak accident.
Yep.
Nigga, come on, yo.
Yeah, and again, it was a $6 million movie. Wasn't super amazing, but it was fun.
It was.
It was fun. It was a solid movie for me to take off work on a Friday to go see. I enjoyed it.
It was fun, man.
Yeah. So yeah, I like the idea of that. Have him take on a Batman analog in the third movie.
Yeah.
To lose. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Fuck, the hero shouldn't win this one. This is my story, motherfucker. Get out of here.
Right.
Yeah. You know what? I'm okay with that. I'm really okay with it. Have you seen Brightburn?
No.
I feel like you would probably enjoy it. It's twisted. It's just twisted enough in your weird horror movie enjoyment that I think you would dig it. Because the end is funny. I mean, it's predictable, but you're like, oh, they're gonna stop him. It's like, no. It's like, nah. I think you forgot whose story this is.
Right.
bye, bitch. He just fucking tossed his mom.
Like, really, Dad? Really? Really, Dad?
Hate carrots. Hate you. That's funny. Next up, Warner Media announces the name of their streaming service, and it's stupid. HBO Max, as if the name of the company is HBO, which is just strange.
The fuck?
Yeah, it's just fucking odd. In a press release, the company claims that the streaming service will be anchored in HBO's reputation for quality television while being maximized by programming from other networks that are not HBO and lesser quality, obviously. Let's see. Some of the things that we are finding out about HBO Max's library will be the home for the CW's scripted television, including the DC series Batwoman, Riverdale spinoff Katie Keene. All 236 episodes of Friends will find a new home on HBO Max. Who cares? After leaving its current streaming home, Netflix, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and Pretty Little Liars will also be a part of HBO Max's library. Well, Pretty Little Liars is on HBO, so of course it would be. Some original content included will be Dune: The Sisterhood, which is an adaptation of Brian Herbert and Kevin Anderson's book based in the world created. About Dune, Tokyo Vice, a nonfiction firsthand account of the Tokyo Metropolitan Police beating police beat people. No, I'm sorry, Metropolitan Tokyo Metropolitan Police beat, starring Ansel Elgort.
Yo, that name
is awful. Your parents hated you. The Flight Attendant, an hour thriller series based on the novel by somebody, which will star Kaylee Cuoco, who is the executive producing it alongside Greg Berlanti. Love Life, a 10-hour episode, half-hour romantic comedy anthology series starring Pitch Perfect star Anna Kendrick. Station 11, a post-apocalyptic limited series based on Emily Street, John Mandel's international bestseller. Mad for Love, a 10... I don't care about any of these. None of these sound interesting.
Yeah, you're right. And then the Gremlins animated series.
Like, none of these sound interesting to me at all. Look, maybe once I see a trailer, maybe. But from just a quick blurb, no. So, I don't see myself running out to get HBO Max anytime soon, unless the price is the same or less than HBO Go, which I can't imagine it will be.
How much does HBO Go? Like $16?
$15, Dave. Yeah.
You don't want all 236 episodes of Friends?
I don't care about that. I've seen most of them. So
you have?
Yeah. I had a weird phase in college where me and my roommates just used to watch that after class. It's like when I used to watch Dragon Ball Z. Equally as fucking pointless to me. That's right. I'm saying Dragon Ball Z is basically just Friends. That's what I'm saying. Send your hate mail.
Friends, Mad About You.
Yeah, I like Mad About You.
I mean, it's got a cool intro.
It does, actually.
Yeah.
I like it. Whatever. You fucking can't.
I didn't watch the show.
Like, knock it off. Shut up. Next up, wow, this episode's going really fast.
That's all right. I'll make it up by reading everybody's responses.
We'll slow it down. Disney is apparently so dominating in their movie release schedule and their popularity of their big hits that they are changing how movies are even released across the entire Hollywood market, which I guess isn't that much of a surprise to people paying attention. We've talked about this before, but apparently there's like quotes from other people like, you'd be crazy to put out a picture anywhere near them. Like, don't do that.
Yeah, they officially moved the summer blockbuster season up to April.
What? February, dog. Black Panther came out in February. Yeah, remember, it fucked up every movie coming after it for like 2 months.
Yeah.
Oh, they're coming for January, too. Don't let them put out a movie that makes $1 billion in January. It's over. It's over. There's nowhere to hide anymore. You can't throw your shitty movies out on January 3rd anymore because Disney's right there with fucking Spider-Man 9. Like, yeah, no, it's over.
No, that's still the best place to put them because look. You're putting them out at that point because you're contractually obligated to put them out. not because you're looking to make money off of them.
Well, that's very true.
Nobody went to see Hercules with that guy that nobody can remember.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
I was going to say Damon Lindelof, but that's not correct. That's not right at all.
Yo, what the fuck is his name?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that guy just did. Yo, that movie was so bad. That's another one for We Watch Garbage. Like, that movie is remarkably terrible. Like, it really is.
God damn.
It is. It is.
What the fuck is that nigga's name? Hold on. Yo.
What was it? Hercules the Legend Begins or Hercules the Legend Continues? That's the Kevin Sorbo show, right?
I think that's the Kevin Sorbo show, yeah.
The Kevin Sorbo show was light years better than that movie. Kevin Sorbo was an ass.
The Legend of Hercules.
Yeah. What's the guy's name?
I'm trying to find out now.
It's like it's something like Lillian Anderson or Taylor Lillian.
It was
Taylor Lautner? Like, I don't fucking know.
Kellen Lutz.
It's a very forgettable name, dude. It's a very forgettable name. This year alone,
Scott Adkins has second billing in that movie. That should tell you everything you need to know about the quality of that picture.
That's rude Scott Adkins in a lot of ways. I feel like that big nigga will come in here and kick you through 4 walls.
Oh, I know he would, which is why I am safely over here.
Yeah. I'll send you his address. He'll kick you through a wall, then do a backflip. Yo, you're too big to be doing that.
That scares me.
You're way too big to be that agile.
That dude was in Doctor Strange as a wizard.
Yeah, he was.
Yes.
Yeah, he was.
A big ass fucking wizard.
Right, a big ass wizard fighting Doctor Strange.
Yeah, no, that made no sense.
Like, come on, yo. Like, all right, man.
You're supposed to be just one of the brutes that fucking Thanos calls to knock people out. This year alone, Disney has seen Avengers Endgame come within an inch of Avatar's record-breaking grosses. Aladdin earned $923 million globally. Wow, I didn't realize that. Holy shit. Despite tepid reviews. And its July 19th remake of The Lion King is expected to add lavishly to the company's coffers. These stats are a little crazy. For those who still don't get the scale of Disney's dominance, consider this. Its domestic market share is more than 2.5 times what it was a decade ago, climbing from around 14% to more than 35%, helped substantially by acquisitions of Marvel, Pixar, Lucasfilms, without even including its new purchase, Fox. It had 11 of the top 20 box office hits in the past 5 years, per ComScore, and 12 of them crossed $1 billion worldwide.
Yo, that's insane. That's fucking insane.
Yeah. Like, look, for all the shit people talk about Disney, and there's plenty to talk about, yeah, people go see their movies because they like them. Like, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, that is kind of the only thing that matters, is that are you making quality shit? And apparently, yeah, they are. Or at least stuff that people are enjoying. Whether other people think it's quality, I guess, is a different
Aladdin made $923 million.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
I don't think anybody fucking knew that.
Yeah. I bet Disney knew that. Hey, you guys go see Lion King?
Okay.
It doesn't even look that good. Doesn't matter. Doesn't even fucking matter.
Was Princess Jasmine, was she white?
No.
Well, she wasn't?
No.
Was she mixed?
No, she's
You sure?
No, she's of South Asian descent.
She is?
She is. Yeah.
Isn't she in the new Charlotte's Angels? That's her in the new Charlotte's Angels, right?
Yeah.
What's her name?
I don't remember. She was in Power Rangers too.
Her name is Naomi Scott.
I mean, she certainly has a name that passes for white, but I'm pretty sure if you look her up, I don't think she is. I think she's at least
from
London,
England, and she was.
Oh, her mother's from Uganda.
Yeah, her mother's Ugandan, and her father is English.
Yeah, but being English isn't the same. Like, is he from England or is he white? Because being English isn't white.
Yeah.
His name is Christopher Scott.
I mean, what the fuck does that mean? I don't know.
Hey, he's English. Sounds pretty fucking white to me.
But I was. What the fuck's going on with my laptop? I thought for sure that there wasn't. Oh, my laptop just fucking bonked. That's awesome.
Womp womp.
All right.
Story
next story there, Micah.
The Spider-Man story.
I don't know.
Let's see.
Sony's deal with Marvel Studios is the most Sony thing ever. Yeah.
So, all right. Keep in mind that this is rumor and conjecture.
Sure.
But it is from this person who is apparently a really good Hollywood source, and he is good for nailing stuff like this, right? And his name is Richard Rushfield. And he writes an industry newsletter called The Ankler. And basically, he kind of peels back the curtain of what this deal was between Sony and Marvel that they struck back in 2015. He says that the original Sony Marvel Spider-Man deal to co-produce these movies stipulated that if this Spidey, meaning Spider-Man Far From Home, cleared $1 billion, Marvel would get to oversee a third. If it hadn't, full control would have reverted back to Sony. Let's just, for the sake of conversation, say that this is 100% true. What do you feel about this?
That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. What kind of stupid ass shit is that? Someone made $900 million, you're like, nah, we are.
You didn't hit $1 billion. We're going to take it back and fuck it up.
Yeah, like, why would you fuck up the goodwill of the franchise? Like, these movies wouldn't make what they make if Spider-Man wasn't in the MCU. That's why it's popular. Because you got him talking to Robert Downey Jr. and all these other people. Like, that is what's made it.
But why do you... This is exactly why they're trying their damnedest to hurry up and create a universe around Spider-Man. This is why they created Venom. This is why they want to do Silver Sable and Black Cat. This is why they want to do a Kraven origin movie. So that... because they eventually want to take Spider-Man back.
Yes, they do.
And they want to have a whole world of characters ready for him to play around with.
Here's the problem with that. It's Sony. And they're really bad at this. They're really bad at this. Look, again, a guy who I think is probably one of the better nuanced kind of people when it comes to the movie industry talk, like superhero talk, John Campea, like he was talking about this story and he was saying, like, look, he thinks that people going and seeing Venom and everything else was a positive because they can now focus on those things, and like Into the Spider-Verse was so good, and those are really really popular movies, and that's a good thing for the MCU Spider-Man because they want to leave him in the MCU so it can advertise for their stuff, right? I don't see it that way.
No, that doesn't make sense.
To me it doesn't make sense. I think that when you saw the numbers, like $800 and something million for Venom, what Sony saw was,
like, oh shit,
we got this.
We got this. Really right. And that movie, I don't care what anyone says, is bad. It's really bad. It's not, it's okay, but it's really fucking bad. And the reason it made money is because, one, people were really super hoping there's some connection to Spider-Man in it. Let's get fucking real. That's exactly why you went and saw it. And it's because Venom was a popular character in the 90s. Mm-hmm. But it's not because of the quality of that movie. So if you have a guy like producer Avi Arad who thinks that he can nail a Spider-Man movie, he's fucked it up not once, but twice. And now he got a Venom movie that he's been trying to get off the ground for years. Now that he got that off the ground, everyone's like, well, it turns out Avi Arad was right. Venom does totally work. But they're ignoring the fact that Venom was a direct result of the popularity that came from Spider-Man being out of Sony's hands. So because of that, now they'll come back and they'll fuck it up. They'll take him out of the MCU. They'll throw him into their universe and it'll bomb again. It'll bomb again because they don't know what they're doing. They don't. Everybody wants to see Spider-Man interact with all those characters. Yeah, they also want him to fucking interact with Black Panther and Captain Marvel and Iron Man and Thor and all. That's what they want. They want a cohesive universe. They don't want this splintered off universe. They don't. Sorry, they don't. Like, as much as, look, like I said, I respect John Campea's view on a lot of things, but he's wrong. I think he's absolutely wrong. I think Avi Arad wants Spider-Man back because he was like, look, we just proved that we can do it without Marvel.
Yeah.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
And look,
why would you write that into the contract if that's not what you thought?
Right.
$1 billion is the standard?
I mean, if anything, it's Disney's fucking fault. Yeah, I mean, it's like they've been making $1 billion movies for the last 10 fucking years.
Yeah, they're like, yo, this fucking Spider-Man Homecoming only made $800 million.
Like, step your game up, nigga. Like, all right, I'm sorry.
Kevin Feige's like, oh, okay.
Shit, what if it only makes like $950 million?
And they pulled it, yo.
They get that big ass payday,
And then bounce.
Was fine, yo.
Kevin Feige, fight Avi Arad on site. Yo, don't let me see you on the streets. No, but I think fundamentally, I think it's a bad move. Now, do I think Spider-Man Far From Home isn't going to make $1 billion? No, I think it is going to make $1 billion. It's already made over $600 million in the first week, right? Like, or I guess it's been 2 weeks now. Like, it's going to do super well. That's not the point. The point is that they are making an insane stipulation because they don't want him to stay. They want him to leave. Right. Yeah. And to me, you're Sony. This is why I wrote it the way I did. This is the most Sony thing ever. We're giving you $1 billion. We're giving it to you. Just shut the fuck up. Why are you making all these other shitty movies? Just stop.
It's like we're doing all the work.
Yeah, what the fuck you fucking it up
What the fuck is wrong with you?
But it's not your vision.
Good. We saw your vision. It sucks.
Like, your vision is terrible, my nigga. Like, you need new glasses.
You're right. You need Edith. You need Edith.
But suppose they do get it back and they do make another movie. It wouldn't be tied to the Marvel universe?
I can't see Marvel saying,
right? Like,
I can't see Marvel saying, oh, you want to use Nick Fury? Oh, you want to,
No way.
Right. So what the fuck are they going to do?
They would completely extradite him from that universe, and they would dump him into whatever.
San Francisco and have him
with a bunch of low-level houses and shit. So I'm gonna swing out to the bay.
I'm living in a fucking pod space that he can't afford.
But that's the thing is, how do you do that with the things that happen in the end of Far From Home? With the credit scene, and Terrence, you haven't seen it, so I'm not going to
big ass cliffhanger,
right? You just, yoink! Now you get to fight Eddie Brock, everybody. Why? We are Venom. This sucks. I don't want to be here. And Tom Holland don't want to leave all his friends. It's like it would be like Tom Holland literally having to change schools in the middle of high school. You went to school with all your friends, Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans. You get to hang out with all the cool kids. You're partying with rock stars. Then you get to go over to the shitty Sony universe. They're hanging out with Jared Leto. Nobody wants to be with that guy. They canceled his ass from the last fucking universe he was in. Nobody wants to be there. That guy sucks. Oh, Tom Hardy's there. Tom Hardy don't want to be there either. They lied to Tom Hardy, yo.
Tom Hardy probably, yo, fuck y'all niggas.
Yo, you know he thought he was going to be in the MCU. You know he did. He was like, yo, I'm going to get to interact with Robert Downey Jr. She's going to be awesome. They're like, well, technically, it's a part of the universe, but we're just not allowed to talk about it or interact or even go into their, go over to the craft services table over there.
So Spider-Man's not going to be in this?
Eventually, he will be.
Soon.
Is there anything about the Marvel Universe in it? Riot's in it? The fuck is Riot?
The Marvel logo's in the front.
So we got that going for us. Like, now this is bad news, man. This is like, and it's bad news from the perspective of not that it's going to happen, but their mindset, right? And what it tells me is we are constantly going to be fighting with this idea of keeping Spider-Man in the MCU, because you got to remember also what's her name is leaving Sony. What's her name?
Pascal.
Yeah, Pascal's leaving, and she was the number one reason why. Yeah, like she had that connection with Feige, and Feige was like, "Look, just put his hand on the shoulder. Look, y'all know what y'all doing. Just give it to me." But Avi Arad, for some reason,
if she leaves, that's it. Like there's no opportunity for. There's not going to be, a Spider-Man 4, an MCU Spider-Man 4.
I think it's low. I think it's low.
Yeah, I don't see them. If this is true, and this is the mindset that they have, once this deal is done, it's done. Like once you get this third movie, that's it.
And then what's going to happen?
Tom Holland was contractually obligated to be in 6 movies. The third Spider-Man movie will be the 6th movie.
Yep.
So he will effectively be done. And you think Sony's going to hand out the checkbook to Tom Holland? They'll find somebody. I think they might find somebody cheaper. Or no, you're right.
No, I think they'll keep him.
They'll probably try to keep him for name recognition and all that. But
look. They're not good at this. They're not good at it, yo.
Yeah, but Venom made $800 million.
Right.
Yeah, Transformers did too.
Into the Spider-Verse won an Oscar.
Yeah. It was animated. Yo, because look, I need people to relax on that, yo. Look, it is. I would argue it is the best Spider-Man movie with an asterisk. It's animated. It's not the same thing as making a fucking movie live action. It simply isn't. It's just not. I don't know why you go, it's the best movie, and that's it. Yo, stop saying things without context, my nigga. Like, this shit drives me crazy.
It's my favorite. Animated. I will say it is my favorite Spider-Man movie.
Sure, it's mine too. But again, with an asterisk, it's not live action. It's like making the argument, who's the best Batman on screen? Stop saying Kevin Conroy. It's with an asterisk, yo. It's a voice actor versus people who have to do all of it, dude. All of it. Now, you put Kevin Conroy in the suit. He's a little old and skinny for that. Seems a little weird. But it's different, yo. It's different. It's different. No, Kevin Conroy's the best Batman. Yo, Kevin Conroy had the benefit of great animation, like not having to physically get in shape for the role.
Yeah, Kevin Conroy had to affect 2 sounds coming out of his mouth.
That's it. And one of them is his regular voice. It is. Right. You ever seen that fucking video where he was on like Murder, She Wrote?
It was like, his fucking Bruce Wayne voice is just how he talks.
It's just how he talks.
It's pretty goddamn. It just happens to be perfect for that fucking
right, exactly. If you're like, his Bruce Wayne is so good. Bitch, he's Bruce Wayne. Like, he's not trying. He's not trying. He's like, what's the script say? Hey, Barbara, how's it going? Like, I nailed it. In one shot. Boom. How'd you do it? Yeah. And he's really good, but you gotta, like, put an asterisk on it, man. And it's not taking anything away from voice acting. It's not less. They're just different things. So for them to be able to do that animated movie, that's great. I don't see that as the same as making a live... You think Sony could have done Far From Home?
Probably not.
No. Ain't no probably.
I haven't seen Venom. And that's
Look,
the thing, right?
I have. No, they can't.
Like, that's the thing, right?
It's not good.
These stories are Peter Parker stories first, and Spider-Man stories second, right? Because Peter Parker is the character that, Spider-Man, that's the thing with Spider-Man. Like the whole joke is that, if Batman held the lasso of truth and they asked him, what's his, who is he really? Who is his secret identity? Superman would say, I'm Clark Kent. And Batman would say, I'm Batman, right? Because that's him. He is
Batman.
Or
his identity.
His true identity is Batman, right? That's the opposite for Spider-Man. Spider-Man is a character, is the person under the mask first,
right,
who has to deal with being the person in the suit.
Right.
And I don't think they would get that. I don't think that they would get
I know they don't because they haven't.
I don't think that they would get the character piece first. Like, you got to have the right character to be able to pull this off. That's why everybody loves Spider-Man, because he's the everyman. He is literally the everyman of superhero.
So you can't see his face.
Right. Like, he has to, and the old adage is when Spider-Man wins, Peter loses, and vice versa. Like, I don't think they have that kind of storytelling ability. I mean, maybe, maybe with WitchCon,
like,
but yeah,
Marvel has all those
yeah,
people.
They don't have the people that see that shit.
Yeah.
They just have, spectacle.
They just like, I like the way he looks when he's swinging from
Look, Venom looks great. I mean, look, as far as a live action Venom, he looks better than any.
They couldn't give him the fucking Venom thing because
there is no Spider-Man.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Right. So technically, it really wasn't Venom. Like, whatever.
But as far as a live action Venom, that's the best looking thing that I'm ever gonna see.
Yeah.
But and everybody loves Spider-Man 2. The train fight was amazing, right? Like,
I still hold that, like.
Oh, you don't like it?
No, I think Spider-Man 2 I think it's good. I
really enjoy Spider-Man.
Look, here's the thing. I think it's good. Here's my biggest issue with that movie. I think most people love that movie because of that train fight. I think they do. And I think the other part is Doc Ock looks just really fucking cool. His powers look really good against Spider-Man on screen.
Again, looks, right? Like,
but this is what I'm saying.
They get the spectacle down. Yeah. And Spider-Man 2 is the only one that I think they really got character down. They didn't get character down. They damn sure didn't get character down in 3. And one was a little shaky for me.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man 2 is fine for that, encapsulated world.
Yeah, it was. And the thing is, I'm not going to say it sucked or anything like that. I would just, I think it is good. But I still stand solidly by the point that the vast majority of the love for that movie is because Doc Ock looks really fucking cool fighting Spider-Man. If Marvel did Dr. Octopus, knock it off, yo. Knock it off. Knock it the fuck off. They would do a better job, right? Because the tech is just better. Like, it just is. That's not slamming that movie. The tech is just better, right? They could do more shit. 2, like, I think they would be much better, like, suited to tell, like, in Far From Home, I think they do such a far better job with dealing with Peter trying to balance than any of the previous movies have done, including Homecoming, by the way. He does. Like, his entire life at that point in Far From Home is dealing with the loss of his father figure, right? Where in their universe, they actually make it make sense. Why would he be obsessed with his Uncle Ben when he would have been like 5? Like, that doesn't make any sense. His Uncle Ben is an inspiration, but Tony is the reason, like, his hero-mindedness, right? Mm-hmm. Which makes more sense in a reality standpoint. It far better deals with what it would be like to be a fucking 16-year-old kid with these powers. He immediately is like, I don't know what the fuck to do now that Tony is dead. He's confused. He doesn't fucking know. Those are far more adult situation things that movie deals with than what the Spider-Man Sam Raimi movies did with. 100%.
I was listening to a podcast and one guy was like, I don't really understand Peter's arc in these movies.
Yo, stop lying, yo. Stop lying, yo. You can just say you like one movie over there. Don't act like your brain doesn't work.
All right,
yo.
Like, you really don't understand his mindset of maybe I just need a break after going into space and fighting aliens and watching my mentor die right in front of me, like holding his hand as he takes his last breath. Like,
no, I can't understand it.
I don't understand Peter's arc. One day he wants to be an Avenger, and then maybe not, and then now he does, but now he doesn't. Hold
on a second. Did this person like Spider-Man 2?
Oh, I don't know.
Because you know what the plot to Spider-Man 2 is, right? He literally gives up all of his fucking superhero because he can't do it anymore. He literally gives it up. But I know you couldn't understand it. Stop acting like you're dumb.
That shit just really made me mad.
No, like, you can just go, I didn't like this one as much. You don't have to lie to make a point.
Like, luckily his co-hosts were like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
It doesn't make any sense. You didn't understand. All right.
He's a 16-year-old kid, yo. And he's under a tremendous amount of stress. Have you never taken a vacation? Have you never just I need a fucking break from all this. This is wild. Like,
no, if I was Spider-Man, I'd just quit school and just do it. All right, yo. Somebody pointed out something on Twitter the other day that I thought was really funny. There is an image of Peter's, I guess it's Peter's passport, that he gets to go to Germany in Civil War.
Yeah.
Yo, he was 14. He's 14 years old. This kid was fighting fucking Captain America at 14 years old. And then Captain America was like, I'm going to put hands on this kid.
I'm going to fucking throw you into a plane. That's cool.
Oh, you strong?
Like, oh, right, so I can take
I'm strong too.
I was holding back. But yeah, like, he was 14 when he got into his first major superhero battle against other veteran superheroes. Dude. Right. Like, what are you talking about?
And he's been Spider-Man like 6 months before that.
Right. This thing was 13 years old. Damn near threw hands with a 13-year-old. Like, that's...
You can't America beat up a 14-year-old, yeah.
No, he did a spinning, like, back kick and kick him the shit out that little nigga. It's like, wow. Oh, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Queens. Me from Brooklyn. Fuck out of here, kid.
Brooklyn. Just blow the shit out of his ass.
You thought? The idea of like 75-year-old Captain America beating the brakes off a 14-year-old kid is hilarious.
Like back in my day, son, I was killing Nazis in WW2 at your age. Like, all right, yo.
He was like, yeah, but you were still smaller than me, though. Fuck out of here, Steve.
And that's when he got that back kick.
Yeah, he was like, all right.
You don't make fun of Captain America.
Yeah, the guy did drugs now. What you got to say about it now? All right, question of the week.
What time is it? All right, we got some time. Spoilers for anything in previous phases, including the new Spider-Man movie. Now that Phase 3 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe is over, are you excited for Phase 4 and beyond? What do you think things are headed? Where do you think things are headed with the way Spider-Man Far From Home ended?
Wait, what?
Yeah, Micah, you read that one like all choppy. Maybe I wrote it all choppy. Look, are you excited for Phase 4?
Are there going to be spoilers for Spider-Man Far From Home?
Yeah, I forgot you're on this episode. Shit.
Because I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you don't give a shit, right?
None of this happens in Marvel versus Capcom. You're fine.
Whatever. I'll see it eventually.
Cam says, not my idea, stolen from Mark Bernardin. White man stealing ideas from the black man. What if
it's classic Cam?
Classic Cam. What if Peter goes to Doctor Strange and asks him to cast a spell to make everyone forget he is Spider-Man? But it goes wrong, and Aunt May, MJ, Ned, etc. not only forget that he's Spider-Man, but they forget he exists as a person, so he loses everyone he loves.
No, I don't like that
at all.
That's fucking dark.
No, that's some fucking. Was that Spider-Man Blue?
That's a little too close to One More Day for me.
One More Day, yeah, that's right.
And but like taking the opposite way. No, I don't like that. I don't like that.
Look, let's leave magic the fuck out of this.
Yeah, please. Malcolm says, we're getting Miles sooner, especially due to the blip of 5 years. Anything is possible.
That's interesting. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah. Huh. Well, unless you're Sam Alexander, because Feige apparently doesn't like Nova. But I digress.
I don't know why you believe that, but okay.
Because he ain't put him in it. That's why. Because he wasn't the first one.
Like, there's other characters.
Kim says, if they give me Brother Voodoo and Doctor Strange 2, I'm gonna be satisfied. Other than that, Doom will be a nice addition. Him or Kang. Look, you already know how I feel.
What if they came back and they were like, yeah, the Fox deal had a weird stipulation that Marvel doesn't get Doom, like specifically, and it's only he just stays at Fox by himself. Why are you looking at me like that? Marvel has to make $1 trillion on a Fantastic Four movie if they want to get Dr. Doom in it.
They got to make $1 billion for every member of the Fantastic Four before they can put Doom in a movie.
Like, what kind of random, like, fucking song gadget ass ideas are these?
E-Man says, from the last end credit scene from Far From Home, I would like to see a Secret Wars storyline as the plot for Phase 4. Michael says, give me Blue Marvel, damn it. Rahman says, I hope they do Kraven's Last Hunt for 3 and use it to bring some of the street level heroes and villains in, like Kingpin and Daredevil.
Okay. Okay with that.
You ever read Kraven's Last Hunt?
No.
Everybody wants to do it, but
I tried reading it. I've read just the first little bit of it, and I don't really. I remember him being buried. It's not much I remember really.
It's good, but it seems like. It seems like a movie that it's a Kraven movie more so than a Spider-Man movie.
But doesn't he basically takes on the persona of Spider-Man?
Yeah, he kills Spider-Man to prove that he could be a better Spider-Man or a better hero. And Spider-Man eventually comes back from the dead because he didn't kill him. He hit him with like a trank dart, and Craven was like, yeah, all right, I did this to prove that I'm better than you, and I did. So, fuck you. And then he releases a guy that he captured that Spider-Man couldn't. And he was like, yeah, go deal with that. And I'm going to go home and rest on my laurels and kill myself. Like, what the fuck?
What kind of fucking fuckhead movie is that? No, we're not doing Craven's Last Hunt. It's like a terrible idea.
Like, it's a
I
good
like
story.
Craven as the villain for the third one, but I don't need that.
It's a weird story, man. But no, I don't need Spider-Man to be gone throughout half the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I came to see a Spider-Man movie. Sounds like this is what Sony is playing with their Craven movie. That Prey doesn't get off the ground.
Khalif says, very excited to see where things are going, especially from seeing the second end credit scene. I think it's going to be a more intergalactic phase with the elementals coming. I'm just wondering how long Fury has been in space. I think it was after Winter Soldier when Fury set his stash on fire. I think I saw somewhere where the director said, no, it's been Fury all the way up to the funeral.
Okay.
But, don't quote me. Look it up.
Yeah, also shut your mouth. So, don't say that. Just don't say that. Let people speculate.
Yeah, let people speculate. It's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, the Spider-Man director, he has a tendency to do that. He's like, no, this is not it. It's this. You'll shut up.
Right.
you know how many millions of dollars are being created on YouTube of people just speculating a bunch of bullshit about the MCU?
Right.
You're destroying a cottage industry.
And then they're like, and look, Marvel might be like, hey, sounds like a pretty good idea.
Dude, there's no way they don't do that. Sometimes they're like, nerd's got a good point. You know what? Let's do that. You know what? Yeah, let's have Tony die in Endgame. I hadn't thought of that.
Terrell says, I'm really hoping to see them start to build up to smaller scale Avengers events, not that don't take 22 movies to get to.
Yeah,
also,
they said
Spider-Man.
that. Yeah, they said they're not going to be doing that anymore.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, I mean, in fairness, the Infinity Saga, if you've ever read the original, is a long beat to get to that. So, there was a lot of books. There's a lot. I mean, there's before you got to the Infinity Gauntlet, there was the Infinity Crusade. There's a lot.
When do you think they actually started the idea of maybe we can do this? Maybe we can have was it at Avengers? Where they were like, maybe we can do this huge overarching thing. Because I don't want to hear anybody
at the end of Avengers, right?
Yeah.
That was the first sight of him.
Yeah, because I don't want people to I'm sorry, I find it hard to believe that
they always knew.
Yeah, at the end of Iron Man, they have Nick Fury there, but nobody knew what Iron Man was gonna do.
Yeah, it's kind of like them saying they knew what the hell was gonna happen with Star Wars. From
the
very beginning.
No. I think
and I don't think they knew from Iron Man 2. I think from Iron Man 2 they kind of were like, maybe we could do this, which is why Iron Man 2 feels kind of scattered at places.
What was it? So those were the first two movies?
Yeah, those were the first two movies.
So what was the third one?
Incredible Hulk.
Incredible Hulk?
No, that's not true. That's not true. Incredible Hulk came out.
I thought that was before Iron Man, to be honest.
Incredible Hulk, I think, was before Iron Man. Yeah, no, it was.
Incredible Hulk was before Iron Man?
The first Incredible Hulk with
Ed Norton?
Ed Norton?
Yeah, I thought that was the second or third movie.
No.
Because at the end of Incredible Hulk, Tony Stark was there.
You're right. It's the second movie. So it's Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor,
Captain America,
Avengers. Yeah, that's right.
Incredible Hulk came out in 2008.
That's after Iron Man.
It's the same year.
It's right
the
after.
Same year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Which makes sense why we were getting them mixed up. Yeah, because you're right. Because Tony shows up at the end credits in
he talks to Ross and is like, putting together a team.
Are we?
All right. Are we putting together a team, dummy?
Yeah. So, when do I think they've figured it out? I think they realized that they were going to do it. I feel like they knew when they were working on Cap. I feel like that's. I don't think they knew to the grand scale.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, hell no.
That's what I'm talking about. I think they
like, at each race, they were like, it's just still working?
I think they
People
knew.
still coming to see this?
I think once they got through Thor, they were like, all right, this Avengers thing is going to work. Right?
Yeah.
The Avengers.
I'm surprised that was a thing after Thor.
But once
Yeah,
they
but I
hit,
think because people were already they had already on ramped people with Iron Man 1 and 2,
right?
And you got to see the Hulk, so everyone was like, okay,
Yeah, those two movies are 2 months apart. Iron Man and fucking Hulk.
Yeah.
Like, God damn, I just looked it up.
So yeah, I think people were just like, all right, I want to see what happens, right? And then like old school fans were like, okay, well they're clearly building to these guys all coming together,
Right?
And so it was like,
you remember,
all right, Thor was okay, but you still want to keep going.
I think they were like, let's build to the Avengers.
Right? They were like, let's build to the Avengers, and that was it, right?
Then we saw Thanos, and they were like, okay, this is cool. Let's keep it going.
We'll get there eventually.
Right. But it wasn't a grand plan.
No, I find it impossible to believe that Kevin Feige and the rest of those other nerds were like, okay, so then Thanos will come in, and then we'll do Ultron, and then we'll get Black Panther popping in February, because Negroes love that, and then we'll jump on down to Infinity War. Like, nah, no, they didn't. I think after they got Age of Ultron and like people were still on board, even though that got like kind of middling reviews, they were like, all right, I think we can do it now. Like, I think then they were like, all right, let's make this final push all the way in, but to the end of the phase. But nah, there's no way they had 22
like, when
movies.
do you think they decided to say, hey, let's do a Guardians of the Galaxy? That's kind of important in the fact that like that's the whole galactic.
Yeah, that's when. I think
that's the full commit, I guess.
Yeah, that's the full commit. And look, if you're gonna commit, you fuck it. Let's just throw this franchise with a raccoon and a talking tree.
Yeah, because they didn't have to do that to get to Thanos.
No.
Yeah.
They could have skipped them all together, and they could have just had Thanos show up, basically. Like, it wouldn't have felt as earned, obviously, but they could have, because you've got Thor, and it's enough space magic-y shit that you could have used him as sort of an outlet to that.
Yeah,
but they didn't. They did not rest on their laurels.
Yeah, I think when they decided to do Guardians is when they were like, all right, look, let's just fucking do this shit.
Like when Guardians made like $800 million, they were like, okay,
all right, rock and roll,
we're good,
right?
Yo, they still watching
give a fuck about a fucking raccoon, and a tree, because it's Marvel.
Yep. Yeah. Another Michael says, after all the build-up and culmination and re-release of Endgame, I don't feel a need for anything else comic-related for a while. When you bust, but Marvel keeps sucking. I mean, look.
That's funny.
That said, I'd very much like for things to be brought down to earth in terms of scope and power level.
Nah.
I mean, you kind of have to, though, yo. Like, you can't have another universe-ending event.
No, it's going to be a planet-ending event. It's going to, I mean, spoiler alert for Spider-Man Far From Home, but to me, it feels like they're going to do a Kree-Skrull war or a Skrull invasion, right? And if they're going to do that, that can make it Earthbound, but it's like there's this huge threat that's coming, right? Where Thanos is like, he's a huge threat that's coming to Earth, but like he's just gonna blow up everything.
I mean, but it can't be the next movie. We can't introduce that in the next movie.
Oh hell no!
So.
Oh hell no! I think you're likely to get sort of a Skrull invasion.
This is
kind
essentially
of thing. That's the end of the phase.
This is essentially going to be a soft reboot. Not a soft reboot. That's not the term I want to use, but like we just had this massive peak, and Far From Home we're walking down the mountain.
Yeah.
And now we need to level off for a minute.
Yeah, you got to bring it down.
Before we go right back up.
Yeah. No, you're going to need... I mean, I think that's why you're doing a Black Widow movie, right? Like, you need stuff that's Earthbound with just, like, regular-ass dudes punching and kicking each other for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to. And, then you'll send that fucking walking nuke Captain Marvel back into space to blow giant ships up. But, yeah, it can't be right this second.
And lastly, Johnny says, still betting on Doom doing a Haka within 5 years.
Johnny, shut up.
Yeah, please. Please.
Knock it off.
You're killing me, Smalls.
I don't think we sadly have time to do what the fuck this week.
That's fine.
Let's just talk about trailers. The only trailer that matters is the Mulan trailer. Terrence, what'd you think?
It looks good. It looks really grounded. Looks almost like a Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon type thing.
Yeah, that's the feel I got from it as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, as long as I don't have like Eddie Murphy voicing a dragon in this, I don't think the dragon's in it at all.
No, I don't think
I think they said it's going to be a phoenix or some shit like that. It's fine. Look, it looks good. It looks good. Like it's the most grounded out of all of these remakes.
Yeah,
because I mean, I guess it's the most grounded movie besides the talking dragon, and I think the horse.
Now the thing is, so China basically said like they had to take out some music just because like shit was offensive to Chinese culture. Like, nah, fam, you're not putting
What songs?
What, I'll make a man out of you?
It's China. I don't know. Like they weren't too pleased with that.
Like women in the military. What?
Mike Pence was like, exactly. So, yeah, this certainly seems more grounded. Michael, what are your thoughts?
It looks really, really good.
It looks good. Mulan was never one of my favorite Disney movies. I think my sister had maybe aged out of some of those by the time that came out. I can't remember. She'll be 30 in a couple days.
Oh, it came out in...
What the fuck? How? How?
Yeah,
I remember you couldn't go to the arcade because you had to watch a
Mulan came out in 98.
So she was
like
what,
you
9?
were 18.
She was 10.
Yeah, I was all right. Well, then I aged out of that. I was watching them then.
You're like, turn this Mulan bullshit off. I gotta go jerk off and play Pokemon Snap like an adult.
So yeah, it was never one of my favorites. I had never really watched it as much as I watched the other ones, but
I've never seen Mulan.
It's pretty good from what I can remember. She falls in love with her, so she's posing as a man, joins the military, and falls in love with like one of the like higher ups in the military.
Right,
but you know,
I think like the trainer or something.
Right, but you know, he's not into dudes.
So this is a story. This is the Asian version of She's One of the Guys, the classic 80s story. And in the end, she's thrown into the ocean where it exposes that she has a very large breast that she had taped down the whole time. That movie is ridiculous, but I love it.
Look, this does look good, and I hope it does well. Simply for the fact that, you know, you need, it would be nice to see Asian people get another win.
Yeah, man, this is their year. So here's my thing with this. This should be from what we see in the trailer. It's only 1 minute and 42 seconds, so you know, take that with a grain of salt. This should be what Disney should be going for. I like the fact that they're doing they're doing the musicals and everything else, stuff like that. But I would love to see them try to do these as grounded, real stories without all the musical childish shit. Right? Like, I think that would actually be kind of cool. Because this looks much more like a movie I would be interested in than if she was just like, you know, they're singing like, gonna make a man out of you. Like, I'd be like, all right, well, I don't really want to see that. Like,
I mean, but I think that's going to be in here.
But is it though?
Is it?
Because I think so.
Look, if it is,
I don't think that song is going to be in. It might be like in the.
It's the signature song of the movie.
It is. What then they're gonna have Reflection?
I would imagine that they would have at least a couple songs.
I feel like I guess those would be the two.
Yep.
Like Make a Man Out of You and Reflection.
Yeah, because Disney movies usually have two big songs.
Yeah, and those are the two big songs.
Right.
Look, I just want to see her whip that sword around because that should look dope. But I think like a live action, it doesn't have to be super serious, but a live action taken serious, you know, like as far as how the direction is kind of a cool way to do this. Like, can you imagine? Obviously, it'll be just as goofy in parts as the original, but a Lion King movie played totally straight. Like, it would actually be kind of interesting to watch. Or one of the ones that's less that's not totally CGI, right?
That's not talking animals.
Right,
like Pocahontas.
they're not going to do that movie,
Yo, just change the story up somehow.
All of it.
I want Little Mermaid to be mad serious. Like she's just dragging that guy to his death, like they did in the olden times. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. But I thought the trailer looked really dope. So far, so good. Okay, I think that is it for us. Sorry for the shorter show, guys. It was a bit rushed, but we did give you an hour and a half. So we'll be back next week. All the parts will be back. All the what the fuck will be back. But we just got started a little late. All right, that is it for us, and we will see you guys next week.
See you.
Take it easy.
Bye.
You're watching the Nerdpocalypse YouTube channel. Make sure you click that button to subscribe and check out our weekly podcast where we talk about movie, TV, news, tech, and weird stories from around the internet.